Hey, what's up out there in YouTube land? I guess this is a trend. The last few videos I watched on stuff I needed to look up, I saw people's feet or their socks or their house shoes. One guy was fixing a dryer and had his, you can see his bare feet. And on another one, the other person had socks on just doing stuff. So I said I'll just keep with the trend. Anyway, I appreciate you watching this. I'm going over the Denver Nuggets and what they need to do here. They have to make a move somewhere really quickly here. I don't want to give away too much information, but it seems like a lot of these teams, not a lot of teams, but there's a lot of movement going on. So I'm playing the Denver Nuggets executive here, and these are some deals that I will make in the offseason. There's two of them here, so I'm not going to hold you long. I'm going to try and get to this right away. You know, I just say give me about 7 or 8 minutes of your time. But yeah, they're got to make some moves before some of the desired players are no longer available. You're seeing recently C.J. McCollum was traded, Jordan Poole was traded, Kristaps Porzingis was traded, I'm trying to think, Kevin Durant was just traded along with some other guys with the Houston Rockets and the Phoenix Suns. So there may be some players out there that need to be a focus of the Denver Nuggets' attention. So I'm going to go over what I would do on these two separate mock executive decisions for the Denver Nuggets. I do appreciate it. I don't think they were that far off from potentially winning another NBA championship. You see the team that beat them in the 7-game series actually won the NBA championship, and that would be the Oklahoma City Thunder. Go figure. They couldn't get it done with Russell Westbrook, James Harden, Steven Adams, and Kevin Durant together, but yet they pull it off this way. So shout out to them. No love lost for them beating our Denver Nuggets out here. But any extent, let's get right down to it. So the free agents I would target at first. The first free agent I would target would be Ben Simmons. I would offer him a 2-year contract for $11.2 million. You never know. Some guys are late bloomers and they get off to a later start. I know a lot of people may consider him a bust, but you never know. You get with a different coach, a different organization, things may change. So I do believe that he still has some good years of basketball left in him. Next up on the list I have as a free agent is Gary Harris, point guard, shooting guard. I have him coming back to Denver, 2 years, $9.1 million. I think that's a player that the Denver Nuggets ought to make a move on, is bring him back. He just arrived in Denver a couple years, 2-3 years maybe, before things really started taking off with Jokic here in Denver. He was the bright spot before Jokic came along. So yeah, I would most definitely try and get him out of the free agent market really quick. We saw what veterans could do for a team and what Malik Beasley, Tim Hardaway Jr., along with Tobias Harris and Dennis Schrader. We see what they all did for the Detroit Pistons, being veterans, and I do think Gary Harris is going to be able to fulfill that role with another team other than the Orlando Magic. So yeah, I'm looking at Gary Harris as a potential free agent signing. I would actually go after him and Ben Simmons right away if I was the Denver Nuggets brass. The other player that I'm looking at would be shooting guard Luke Kennard, former Detroit Piston, former Memphis Grizzly. I think that will be worth a shot right there. That would be worth taking a look at bringing in Luke Kennard as a free agent, shooting guard, 2 years, $6.5 million. I do think that he would solve the problem of the Denver Nuggets going ice cold when their second unit comes in. So that's what I would do as far as the free agents are concerned on this one. I don't know. I may just take this into 2 videos here. That's what I'll probably do. So second of all, what I'll get down to is the trades that I will make. So one of the trades that I will make will be dealing with the Detroit Pistons. I will put this on the table out there. I will go get, I got Simon down, but it's Simone, Fontecchio. I'm a Pistons fan, so that's just an honest error there. Simone, Fontecchio, Isaiah Stewart, and Tobias Harris from the Detroit Pistons in exchange for Peyton Watson, Zeke Naji, and Michael Porter Jr. I do think that Tobias Harris will be a veteran that could come in and actually elevate the first unit in the same way that Michael Porter Jr. has done over the years when he has his game on. So yeah, Tobias Harris, and also you wanted to get relief for Nikola Jokic at center position. Isaiah Stewart is the man that I believe can do that. And you do get a deep threat in Simone Fontecchio. There was just so much going on in Detroit that he saw his minutes dwindle. I do think that he will be a great pickup in a trade from the Detroit Pistons. I'm not going to go into what these other players mean for the Detroit Pistons and why I say to make that deal, because I'm a Detroit Pistons fan, and I'll say that for another video. Granted that these players are still available and no moves have been made. Next deal I will make will be involving the Memphis Grizzlies. Against shooting guard Jalen Wells, 6'7" shooting guard, and power forward G.G. Jackson, two young guys that I would look at making a trade for with the Memphis Grizzlies in exchange for Hunter Tyson and Deron Holmes. Holmes is coming back after a rookie year injury that kept him out all season last year. And you saw the situation with Michael Porter Jr. I mean, the Nuggets been batting 1,000 when it comes down to their draft picks. There's just so much talent on the team that some of these guys may not see a lot of time. But in Holmes, I don't know the word I'm looking for, but in Holmes' defense, he was out. Same thing happened with Michael Porter Jr., but if you just stick with these guys and give them a chance, they wind up paying off the way Michael Porter Jr. did for Denver. But yeah, so Deron Holmes, I would send him and Hunter Tyson over to the Grizzlies, and I would get young G.G. Jackson, power forward, and shooting guard Jalen Wells. So the way the roster would line up right here, these are the current players that you have with the Denver Nuggets. Of course, you have Nikola Jokic, you have Jamal Murray, you have Aaron Gordon. Dario Saric took his player option, so some people were not happy with that, but hey, it is what it is. I know he had an injury-plagued season this past NBA season, but you know, if he's healthy, let's see what he brings to the table for the Denver Nuggets. Shooting guard Christian Braun, small forward Julian Strawther, who I believe is going to be an integral part of the Denver Nuggets going forward as they make a transition into some of the younger stars. And shooting guard Jalen Pickett, you still have him there as well. So let me know what you think in the comment section as far as these deals are concerned. This is like my deal A1, so to speak, and you'll see why I have an A1 instead of the number A top one on the next video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you later.